to do that show called On Air with Russell of Hotels? You know, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's been talking about. Hey, today is Tuesday. What is it? April 30th. I don't know why my head is kind of shiny right there, but hey, today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, April 30th, 2024. It's show number 251. Can you believe that? Now, okay, now this is the monologue, right? So the show hasn't started yet. So this is kind of just the monologue to get me pumped and energetic and all that stuff and get everybody ready. Because I know people are out there, they're getting their popcorn ready and stuff, or their lunch, like, oh my God, I can't wait. Russell's here. Okay, let me get my drinks and get my popcorn and my lunch and get ready for this show because it's going to be a doozy. But hey, what am I trying to say? Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a while since I've done this show, so I'm a little rusty, right? So it's been like 2 weeks. I'm just looking at my calendar to see how long has it been. And the last show that I did, meaning the last On Air with Russell of Hotels, was back on the 13th. Back on April 13th. I was live with Victor Fernandez. Okay, he was my last guest, right? And then I've been traveling for the last couple of weeks. So I was in Albuquerque, Tucson, came back to LA, then went to Houston. So got to experience some great hotels, great resorts, things like that. Been, doing some stuff with my client and kind of just, trying to help, through the process, right? The whole hotel site selection process, that's what I do. And I'll get into that a little later. But yeah, we were doing that. And it caused me to be out of town for a little while and check out multiple hotels. And that's what it's all about, right? That's what I do, right? So, hey. So anyway, let me turn on the chat. I did not have the chat on, so feel free to make your comments because this is all about interaction, engagement. I appreciate the comments. The last time I did my daily check-in with Russell of Hotels, I got like 51 comments. People were just like, they didn't want me to get off the darn show, right? I'm like, hey, what? Can you give me a break? Why all these questions all of a sudden? No, I do welcome the engagement. I welcome all that stuff. Let me just make sure that I am live on, I know I'm live on YouTube because I saw it pop up. But let me just make sure. Oh, there we go. LinkedIn, we got it going on. Only thing, I'm not live on Facebook because I haven't figured out what the heck my password is. And you know what? There's some funny things when you're trying to change your password or whatever. And there's some funky stuff that goes on with Facebook, well, at least funky things for me. But I'm going to figure it out, and we're going to get it back to working because, like I said, I can't remember what the hell the password was. And I thought everything I had was like the same password. But I put something in for Facebook, and I'm like, nope, that's not it. Try again. So I'm trying to get them to, email me so I can, so you can redo it, right? And I don't know, it takes forever for them to do it. And then when they do it, I'm like, this don't even seem like it's from Facebook. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on, but I'll figure it out. But in the meantime, what I'll do is take this video that's live on YouTube, X, and LinkedIn and just copy and paste it over on Facebook, right? So it won't be live for the Facebook people, sorry, but it'll be live for everyone else. So there you go. So that's the little monologue. We're going to get into the show. We're going to talk about all these different brands, right? What are these different brands about? All these hotel companies have all these different brands. And do we really know what a full service hotel is or select service or whatever? Hold tight. I'm going to, explain all that stuff to you guys. And also, I'm going to give examples too. So, hey, there you go. So that is it, I think, for the monologue. Although I've been getting these, I talk to people all the time, right? And someone had texted me or sent me a message today, and I was asking them, they were looking for like recommendations for a hotel in a certain region of the United States. And just through the text messaging or instant messages or direct messages or whatever, I asked this person, did they use a certain tool that we use as meeting planners? And she said she did, but she said the last time she used it, and this is Cvent, okay, for you people out there that know what that is. She said the last time she used it, she was so disappointed because hotels did not respond back to her. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Okay, so every now and then, we have all experienced this before. Meaning, if you're a meeting planner, if you're a hotel site selection person, you've experienced that, but we shouldn't be experiencing it because if someone is on the other end is forwarding you some information about a potential group for your hotel, you need to make it happen, right? Hotels need to make it happen. I'm like, why are they not responding? She said she got one. She said she sent, like, say she sent like, I don't know, six RFPs, right, to 6 different properties, and only got one response. So what you tell me? The other 5 didn't want it. Even if you don't want it, you still need to respond. Okay, so we need to know on our end that, okay, they're sold out. They don't have room for it. They don't want it. The hell with it. Whatever it is, we need to know exactly what's going on, and that way we can move on to, maybe we'll add another 5 hotels. But it just kind of ticked me off when I saw that. Not ticked me off, but I was disappointed as well, right? When she told me that, she said she was disappointed. I'm like, well, damn, I'm disappointed too, because that's not how it should work, right? It should always work where someone's going to respond to you. Even if you cannot take the group, we understand that. Every group can't go to every hotel. Every hotel don't want every group. And we understand that. But let us know, because we know at every hotel, there's a lead catcher. So if your lead catcher, maybe that information is not right, or it's not going to the right person, maybe we need to check that and see and evaluate what's going on. Are we getting the leads that we should be getting? Because if you're not getting any leads in Cvent, maybe the lead catcher is not getting them, or maybe it's going to someone that's not even working there anymore. I'm just throwing that stuff out there. But anyway, so let's just make sure that we're doing that. We're doing the right thing. So anyway, that is it. I'm going to put you guys on hold for a second, and then we're going to start the show. So I just need to know which buttons to push, because like I said, it's been a while since I've done this. So let me put one thing on hold. I'm going to mute myself, hit a button, click this and that. Okay, here we go.
Welcome to On Air with Russell of Hotels, where we talk about everything hospitality, from hotels to influencers and everything in between. We will feature guest interviews with hospitality professionals who will share their experiences. Your host, Russell Edmond, has spent over 25 years in the hospitality industry, beginning his career with Marriott International in hotel operations, before moving into the sales arena and becoming a relationship-building director of sales and marketing. Russell then went to the other side as a hospitality entrepreneur. He now consults in the hotel and meeting space, which includes being the CEO of Russell of Hotels Group. Did I mention he was a veggie foodie? Yes. Russell is always looking for good non-meat eats. Please welcome your host, Russell Edmond.
Hey. Thank you so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. It is show number 251 here on Tuesday, April 30th. I appreciate you guys sitting up here and listening to me, and sitting up here and listening to me and joining me for this journey through, the world of hospitality. Okay, so, but hey, thank you guys so much again. I said it like 5 times already, but yeah, so I had been away for a while, and then now I'm back. So I'm getting, trying to get back into the swing of things. When you haven't done this thing, I was just not right before, in preparation for this show, right? I was looking at all the stuff that I hadn't done and the things I needed to do this show, right? So I'm like, damn, this is a lot of work. You know what I mean? And for anyone that thinks that, you're doing a live podcast or anything like that is not a lot of work, it's not a lot of research you have to do, it's not a lot of slides or scenes you have to create, all that stuff. So these things just don't pop up on their own, right? You have to actually create them, right? So just like this scene in the back where it says La Posada de Santa Fe, New Mexico. Okay, this is a scene or a photo of one of the hotels that we looked at last week or within the last 2 weeks, right? So, and then, you got to put that up there. You got to find the photo. Then live from LA, show number 251. All that stuff you have to create, right? It's not, like I said, it's not just there. It's a template, yeah, but you have to create exactly what you want in the template. Do I want stuff flying in? Do I want stuff scrolling across? I mean, you got to put some effort in it. It's not like it just happens on its own. You got to put some effort in it. Hey, I see you, Mr. Lonnie Wolf. I'm back in the house. ROH, let's rock 251. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. See, just like Lonnie Wolf made a comment and I put his comments on the screen. That's how I could do for you as well, right? So the world could see that Mr. Lonnie Wolf is here. He's in the house. So no, thank you so much, Lonnie. Appreciate you coming on today. Lonnie Wolf was on yesterday when I did the daily check-in, and I do a daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, and then on Tuesdays I do On Air with Russell of Hotels. So that's 5 weeks of me, right? I mean 5 days of me during the week, right? So Monday through Friday I'm doing something, right? So if you miss me today, that's okay. The replay will be there as well as another show will be there, right? Maybe not the same topic, but I will be here doing something. So yeah, so feel free to make your comments. I would appreciate it. And because that's what it's all about. Like I said, it's all about engagement. So let's move on. Let's get to it. What's a fun fact here? I put fun fact here. Now, you know, my topic for today is going to be, I can't remember what the actual, different types of hotels. What are the different types of hotels? So that's the topic for today. But the fun fact here, hotel companies and number of brands, because everybody knows that, you know, we think that, I mean, who do you think, I kind of, you know, the cat out of the bag now, right? But who would you think has the most brands? Which hotel company do you think has the most brands? A lot of people say, well, Marriott got over 30. Yeah, they do. But Accor has 40, right? So some people don't even know that, right? Some people don't even know who Accor is or what Accor is. Accor is it's an international company, okay? So it's not based here in the States, but it is definitely a viable company that's out there kicking tail and taking names as well, right? So Accor has 40, Choice Hotels has 22, Hilton Hotels has 22, Hyatt has 26. Now, I didn't even know that. That kind of shocked me right there. So when I was doing my research, yeah, I got to do my research, right? I only just know this top of my head. IHG has 19. That's, you know, remember IHG, that's, what is it called, stand for now? Intercontinental Hotel Group. Is that what it stands for? They used to be Holiday Inn, right? It used to be the old Holiday Inn group, right, back in the day, right? So that's what IHG stands for now, Intercontinental Group. Yeah, I believe that's what it is. And then Marriott International, of course, at 32. Wyndham has 24. You know, Wyndham was trying to buy Choice Hotels, or maybe Choice Hotels was trying to buy Wyndham in the last year or so, but I think that fell through. So they're still separate companies. But just think, if one of them bought the other, that's what, 46 hotels. They'll be right at the top at that point, right? They'll be number one. So there you go. So just in case you did not know that, this is, you know, this hotel companies and the number of brands that they happen to have. A lot of people don't even know that. I wasn't sure about some of them, but hey, Lonnie Wolf says luxury segment homes now with brand property segments. Is that right? Okay, Lonnie Wolf, thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. But yeah, so the topic for today, now that I got through that, oh, before I get to the topic, everything that I change is going to be a different hotel, right? This will be the last three hotels. Well, it's not the last three hotels that I've been to, but 2 weeks ago when I was in Santa Fe and Tucson, we saw 3 hotels. Okay, so I'm going to show you those 3 hotels. Now I've seen more since then. I've been to other ones. I've been to the Margaritaville Hotel in Lake Conroy, which is in Houston, outside of Houston, Texas. But I'm not going to show that because that's kind of a modern hotel. These are kind of, you know, that kind of Southwestern feel, that kind of rustic feel, rustic luxury or desert luxury, if you will. So I'm going to keep that concept of these hotels, right? So I'm not going to show you, not today at least, the Margaritaville Hotel. So the hotels I'll show today will be Miraval Resort and Spa in Tucson, the Westward Look Resort in Tucson, and then the La Posada de Santa Fe in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Those are 3 hotels I'm showing today. So, you know, just hope you enjoy them. So as you can see, this is beautiful. Just a walking trail here at Miraval. Oh, come on now. I just want to walk around. I don't need to stay there. Just let me walk around. So, but anyway, let's move on. Okay, Topic for today: what are the different types of hotels? Now, where did this topic come from, Russell, of hotels? Well, I'm gonna tell you. A couple of days ago, Miss Robin Coleman, Miss Robin Coleman. If you don't follow Robin Coleman, just like if you don't follow Lonnie Wolf here on LinkedIn, you need to follow them, right? Because they're big time when it comes to housekeeping, right? Okay, cleanliness, things you need to do, training, developing of your people, your managers, your line people, all that stuff, right? Housekeeping can make or break a hotel, right? I don't know if you guys know that, but you know it now, right? If you go to a hotel and everything was great, but something was dirty or out of place, then you'll be, oh my God, what's going on here? Because yeah, it does. Housekeeping, the backbone of a hotel. And you see, if they don't show up, you'll know that they're not there. Okay, I'll tell you that. You will know if housekeeping didn't show up one day, you will know they weren't there. So, but anyway, so make sure you follow Lonnie Wolf and Miss Coleman. So the reason why she asked me, she basically they were shooting questions to me a couple of days ago, and she said, "Hey, you need to do this with Robin Coleman." She said, "You need to do something on the different segments, because a lot of people don't know what are the different segments of hotels." And I'm like, "You're absolutely right. Let me do that," right? And just so happens maybe a couple of weeks prior to that, I had started doing stuff like that, but I had not put it on air yet. So now that she mentioned that, I said, you know what? I'm gonna do my research. She mentioned this on Friday night. I said, you know what? Let me get that together. I didn't say, well, let me think about it. No, I said, no, let me do it. Yeah, I always need a topic, right? So I think it's the first time I actually took a topic from somebody, outside of my head, right? Because normally all the topics are here, but when she brought that up, I'm like, hey, let's do it. So what are the different types of hotels? So hey, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's see, what did Lonnie say? Check out my post tomorrow on cleanliness. It's a shocker. Okay, let me put that comment up there. See, Lonnie Wolf, he says, check out my post tomorrow on cleanliness. It's a shocker. So make sure you guys follow Lonnie Wolf. He will give you things that he's, coming across in some of these hotels. He will take photos. He will take videos. He will explain what they are and how do you remedy these situations, right? Because sometimes we see things in hotels, we let people know, but they don't know how to remedy the situation. And I don't know exactly what Lonnie's going to show us, but I know that he's shown some gruesome stuff that have happened in hotels, meaning cleanliness-wise or a lack of cleanliness, and how, we turn this around, basically. So make sure you follow Lonnie Wolf right now. Like, click on Lonnie Wolf, go to his name, click Lonnie Wolf, follow, okay, connect, link in, okay? So thank you so much, Lonnie, appreciate that. So, okay, so we got full service, select service, limited service, long-term or extended stay, resort, economy, luxury, boutique. We have all that. Did people know that we had all these different segments? I think that's 8, right? Did people know that there's that many segments of hotels, right? Some people just say, well, a hotel is a hotel is a hotel. I don't know what the difference is between full service and select service. Okay, well, that's okay, because that's why Russell of Hotels is here to explain it to you. Okay, so there you go. So just bear with me and we'll get to it. Okay, so let's move forward. Let me move my phone over here because it's in my way. It's in my way. But that's, I have my phone here because LinkedIn is on and I just want to make sure that it stays on there. So that's why I do that, right? So that's why I go to make sure I'm live and make sure any comments come across that I don't see on my screen will be here. So there you go. Boom. There you go. Okay. All right. So full service, and as I go through these, I will delete them. Okay. So, but you can always go back on the replay and get them again. Okay. So full service. Full service hotels offer a wide range of amenities and services, including restaurants, room service, fitness centers, business centers, conference facilities, and often recreational activities. Okay, so that's the definition of a full service hotel. And an example of that would be, you've seen the big Marriott hotels, like the big, 300, 400 rooms. Those are full service hotels, right? So you got Marriott hotels and resorts. You got Hiltons, would be the same thing. You have some Hyatts out there as well. And it mentions Sheraton, but Sheraton, as we all know, is part of Marriott. Okay, just in case you did not know, remember Starwood used to have, the W Hotel, the Sheraton, the Westin. Well, Marriott bought those years ago, probably, I don't know, was it about 10 years ago? They bought them. So they're all part of the Marriott brand. So those 30 hotel brands, Sheraton and Westin, the W, or anything that was a former Starwood hotel are now Marriott hotels. Okay, so that's an example of what a full service hotel is. Select service. Select service hotels provide a more limited range of amenities compared to full service hotels. They typically offer essential services such as breakfast. You know, get some of these hotels, they include a breakfast, you know, you get a free breakfast with the rate or it's included in the rate. A fitness center, you know, a little workout room, and sometimes a small meeting space. Limited meeting space. It can be 1 or 2 meeting rooms in there, maybe total about 1,500 square feet, no more than like 3,000, unless it happens to be a converted hotel that was a full service hotel and it may have, more meeting space than typical. And then it has, but may lack a full service restaurant. They may have a restaurant in there, or they may serve breakfast, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have a full restaurant. Okay, they may have things that are microwavable. They put things like like oatmeal and things like that, right? Things that are easy to cook in the little bitty kitchen area that they have. So it's not like they're taking orders, they're doing cooked order breakfast, things like that. Now, the exception would be like the Embassy Suites where they still do the cooked order breakfast. But some of the other ones, like an example of that would be like Red Roof Inn, Super 8, Days Inn. You know, those are limited service hotels. Maybe Fairfield Inn, those are limited service, and sometimes maybe even borderline economy hotels as well, which I'll get into a little bit in a minute. But some of those hotels do offer a breakfast as well, or maybe like what is it? What is it? The Hilton Garden Inn? No, they're more like service. I'll come to one. Long-term stay hotels. Okay, so the next one. In fact, let me get rid of this. I didn't get rid of that. So that I did limited service hotel. Long-term stay hotel. Did I do select service hotel? I didn't do select service. Okay, select service hotel. Select service hotels provide more limited range of amenities compared to full service hotels. I think that's the one I was just doing. They typically offer essential services such as breakfast, a fitness center. Yeah, so the example of that would be Courtyard Marriott, Holiday Inn Express, Hampton Inn by Hilton, Fairfield Inn and Suites. So those would be considered select service hotels. So, the Courtyard, that's a select service hotel. So, and then the limited service hotel would be, so limited service hotels offer basic accommodation and amenities with minimal on-site facilities. These hotels focus on providing comfortable rooms at affordable rates. Okay, almost like an economy hotel, right? Often catering to budget-conscious travelers. Okay, examples of that would be Motel 6, Super 8, Days Inn, Red Roof Inn. Okay, those are examples of limited service hotels. Okay, so now we're on long-term or extended stay hotels. Long-term stay hotels cater to guests who require accommodations for an extended period of time, typically weeks or months. So say you have a project that you're working on, a long-term project, they flew you in to do this, and you need, more than just your typical hotel stay. It may have refrigerators, things like that in your room. Let's see. May not have a restaurant, or they could have a restaurant, right? Some of them, like a Residence Inn, that would be a long-term stay. A Residence Inn would be a long-term stay, or Homewood Suites. Some of them have full kitchens where, you can go shopping and fill up your refrigerator and then cook because they have a stove or range or something like that. So it's more for a long-term stay. And what is considered long-term stay? Anything over, there used to be like 4 to 7 days, or anything over a week that's considered a long-term stay. Then do you know that if you stay at a hotel 30 days or more, you're tax exempt? It's almost like staying in an apartment. Okay, so if you did not know that, you know that now, right? So 30 days or more, on that 30th day, you are now a resident, okay? what they'll probably do is check you out and check you back in because they don't want consecutive things, people staying consecutive days like that, 30 consecutive days. They'll check you out and check you back in. Okay, that's what they'll do. I'm just letting you know, right? So, but you will be tax exempt because you stayed there 30 days. So that's the rule. 30 days or more is considered your resident then. You start getting mail and all that stuff. Then it's hard for them to kick you out, right? So that's why they'll check you out and check you back in. So they may even ask you to change rooms. Just so you know. Just so you know. Although I've never worked at a long-term stay hotel or an extended stay hotel, but we used to have long-term stays when I worked at the Courtyard. Although we didn't have kitchens and things like that, but people would be working on projects or whatever, and they would be staying, and then we would have to check those people out. Sometimes we'll have them change rooms because we didn't want any issues. Okay, so there you go. I'm sure hotels still do that as well. I'm sure they do. So long-term stay hotels cater to guests who require accommodations for an extended period of time, typically weeks or months. They offer spacious suites or apartments with kitchenettes or full kitchens, as well as amenities like laundry facilities and complimentary breakfast. Boom! Examples of that would be Residence Inn by Marriott, Extended Stay America, Homewood Suites by Hilton, Staybridge Suites. Those would be examples of long-term stay. Resorts. Resort hotels are destination properties that offer a wide range of recreational activities and amenities to provide guests with a complete vacation experience. These may include pools, spas, golf courses, water sports, fine dining restaurants, and entertainment options. That's a resort, okay? Everybody's been, if you're in LA, you've been to like the Palm Springs area where, if you're in Palm Springs, Indian Wells, Retro Mirage, a lot of those places, Palm Desert, a lot of those places have resorts there, okay? And you have some of those same amenities there. So examples would be some of the hotels in Palm Springs, the Atlantis Paradise Island in the Bahamas. I've been there before. You been there? The Ritz-Carlton, Laguna Niguel. What the one I was just there? I was just at last week. What was it in Orange County, Newport Beach? The Avea, VEA. That's a resort as well. They have golf. Some of them have different activities or a spa. You get massage and treatments and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, those are considered resorts. And let's see. Boom. Let's see. Economy. Economy hotels offer basic accommodations and essential amenities at budget-friendly prices. They typically provide no frills. In fact, they're so no frills that you check in, they give you the linen and you got to go make up the bed yourself, right? So at the front desk, they're like, "Here you go." Like, what is this for? You got to make up your own bed. That was a joke, okay? That was a joke. No, they don't do that. But I'm sure they're probably somewhere, but they don't do. I never walked into one that was like that. So they typically provide no frills rooms and limited services, catering primarily to budget-conscious travelers or those seeking simple, no-nonsense accommodation. And that's Econo Lodge, Motel 6, Red Roof Inn, Ibis Budget. Those are the type of hotels that are under that quote-unquote economy or budget-friendly hotel. And then luxury. What is luxury? A luxury hotel is a high-end accommodation establishment that offers superior service. Okay, superior service. Amenities that you can't get anywhere else. Facilities and accommodations designed to provide guests with an exceptional and indulgent experience. Like next level, right? Like, you've stayed at these hotels, but these should be at another level that you have never experienced before. Luxury hotels cater to discerning travelers who seek the utmost comfort, sophistication, and personalized attention during their stay. Here are some definitions and characteristics of luxury hotels. So exquisite design and architecture. So yeah, you'll walk in and you're like, oh my God, this is something else. I'm in the Taj Mahal here. Luxury hotels often feature stunning architecture, elegant interior design, meticulous attention to detail throughout the property, exceptional service, Service excellence is a hallmark of luxury hotels with highly trained staff dedicated to anticipating and fulfilling guests' every need. Spacious and well appointed accommodations. Luxury hotels offer spacious guest rooms and suites that are tastefully furnished with high quality linens, plush bedding, and state of the art amenities. Also, fine dining and culinary experiences. Like you can walk in there and you'll get anything that you want, right? Say they didn't have non-meat eats, you go in there and they'll say, well, I'm looking at the menu, I don't see anything that I can. Well, what's your dietary preference, sir? Well, I'm a vegan. Oh my God, our chef, he can make something special for you. Is it okay if we surprise you? But yeah, we'll make sure it's vegan and all this kind of stuff, right? So at a luxury hotel, you expect those things, right? You will get things that you can't get at any other hotel, right? Service, especially when it comes to fine dining and things like that. Wines that you would never see. Top shelf liquor that you haven't seen in a while, or not typical at some of these other hotels you've been staying in. So luxury is, but you pay for that as well, right? So you have to pay for that as well. So sometimes we look at, well, the price is, $600 a night. Well, hey, that's the deal. It was only $600 a night. When I stayed, it was $750 a night. So, anyway, but yeah, so everything is elevated. Ritz-Carlton would be an example of a luxury hotel. Four Seasons, Mandarin Oriental, that would be another one. St. Regis, that would be one. So yeah, Rosewood Hotels and Resorts, Aman Resorts, Waldorf Astoria. Okay, those would be, kind of examples of a luxury hotel. And then the last one, it was my favorite. I love boutique hotels. Let me just move that up to the top. If there's nothing else there. Boutique. A boutique hotel is a small, stylish, and often independently owned hotel that offers a unique and intimate guest experience. These hotels typically emphasize personalized service, distinctive design, and attention to detail, aiming to create a memorable stay for our guests or for guests. Boutique hotels often cater to travelers seeking a more individualized and authentic accommodation option compared to larger chain hotels. Here are some defining characters. Intimate size. Typically, they're 100 or less, 100 rooms or less, but I mean, I've seen some 200-room boutique hotels. Okay, they consider themselves boutique, and they can go with the design and where they're located. So in LA, you go to West Hollywood. Most of those hotels, I would say 99% of the hotels in West Hollywood are boutique hotels. Very nice, very unique. No two of them are anywhere close to being similar. Okay, so you can walk in one next door, walk in one across the street. Totally different design, everything. So that's what I like about the boutique. And a lot of them are, they were converted, whole buildings, and they could have been built like in the 20s and things like that, especially the ones here in LA. I really like those. Unique design. Boutique hotels often feature distinctive and stylish interior design with emphasis on creativity, character, and local influences. So yeah, a lot of times they'll take on the personality of where they are located, like in West Hollywood. Some of these hotels will take on that West Hollywood vibe, which is a great thing. I mean, it's cool as heck. So if you haven't ever been to a boutique hotel, go and experience it. Just walk in. You don't have to necessarily stay there, but just walk in there and just experience it and see what's going on. Sit down and say, well, what's going on? What's the difference between here and there? It's the feel, right? I think it's a different kind of vibe. Personalized service. One of the hallmarks of boutique hotels is their focus on providing personalized service and attention to guests. Staff members often go above and beyond to cater to individual preferences and anticipate guest needs. Well, in theory, that's, we want that. That's not always the case. Okay, so I'm just telling you now, that's in theory, yeah, that would be great if all this stuff happened, but sometimes it doesn't, right? Of course, we go in looking for the best, right? Best situation, best experience. I'm here for it, but sometimes it doesn't happen, it doesn't occur. But at least that we have some hope, right? We got to, give some hope, right? So. But yeah, and an example of boutique hotels, and I'll just name the ones here in LA, like the Mondrian, the London, the Chamberlain, the Petit Hermitage, the Pendry, which is kind of it's more than 100 rooms, but it's still kind of boutique-ish. Sunset Towers, the One Hotel, which is on is that on Sunset? One Hotel on Sunset? Yeah, it's right on the corner of I want to say on the corner of Sunset and Los Angeles. Yeah. I think it's one of my favorite hotels there. So yeah, so there you go. So you got the boutique hotels. I gave you all examples of from boutique to luxury to limited service to economy to resort to long term or extended stay, limited, select service, and full service hotels. So if you missed it, if you just happen to come in, that's okay. The replay will be there. You can go back and listen to it and watch it. And there you go. So I mean that's what I'm all about. So moving forward. So who are you, Russell? I mean, who the heck are you? That's what people would always ask me, right? Okay, yeah, you do this show and blah blah blah, but what do you really do? Okay, I do a lot of content creating, right? Okay, this show On Air with Russell of Hotels and the Daily Check-In with Russell of Hotels, it's all about creating content, right? So it's creating content for maybe where I've been, hotels I've stayed. So it's not just creating content for me, Russell Edmond, but it's creating content for the hotels. And if you're watching the show now, every scene that I changed, that's a hotel. So that is creating content for them, not just me. And even Lonnie Wolf. Lonnie Wolf is here, and I've talked about him since he's been on here. I said, make sure you follow him. I put his comments on here. It's creating content for him as well. He may not even know that, but it's creating content for him. I told you guys to follow him, right? I put his comments on the screen. So once you do that, he's part of the content creating. Okay, so I'm creating content for me, Russell of Hotels, for this hotel right here, which is the Westward Look in Tucson, Arizona. And so there you go. So that's one of the things I do. I show off your brand. I'm a brand show off. So I've been showing off all these brands. I'm showing off the Westward Look Hotel. I'm the brand who helps your brand. So I'm the brand that helps your brand. I'm a brand show off, and I do all that by creating content. And then get down to the last thing, which says hotel site selection. So my main job is to assist to assist companies and organizations with finding the right hotel for their meeting, their retreat, their, board meeting. Did I say board meeting? Their whatever it is. If it's a vacation, if it's a getaway for, staff members, board meeting, whatever, religious retreats, whatever it is. My job is to find the location for them. A lot of times they pick the destination already. They let me know, okay, we're going to Vegas and we want a hotel in Vegas. Okay, do you want one on the Strip? You want one, downtown? You want one in Henderson? I mean, Vegas has a lot of different areas, little pockets of area. So you have to define exactly where they want to be, right? And then based on where they want to be, my job is to source those hotels, to create an RFP, request for proposal, and to source them to hotels in those particular areas. Okay, so I use a tool to do that. Then I get the responses back. Then I share them with my clients. Okay, so you got to be transparent with your clients on everything, every step of the way. At least that's how I do it, right? It makes it a lot easier. So from there, it goes to if they're interested, maybe they want to go check out the hotel. So I arrange all that, just like I did in the last 2 weeks. We went to, six hotels in 3 different destinations. Okay, so that was Vail, Colorado. That was Santa Fe, New Mexico, and that was Tucson, Arizona. Okay, so we saw 6 hotels in all 3 of those destinations because my client wants to see which one is going to work, for this particular group, right? So we ended up finding a hotel in Tucson, but we have to go through all these hotels to make sure that it fits with their program. So it fits within the program. The cost is where she needed to be. Transportation is, how do you get, from the airport to there? I mean, all these factors have to be considered before you do, before you select a hotel. So I'm there every step of the way. And then when it comes to the contract, I get the contract first. So I go through and look at the contract before my client gets it, right? And then I make sure everything is in there that's supposed to be in there. or maybe there's some things that shouldn't be in there. So I make sure the hotel, hey, can you take this out because this doesn't apply to this particular group? And a lot of times they say, oh yeah, that's right, okay, my bad, we'll take it out, that kind of thing. And then once all that stuff is taken care of, I present it to the client. And the client may have some changes too that I didn't know about, but that's fine. So she lets me know, or he or she lets me know, then I let my hotel partner know, and we go back and forth on that. And then boom, it's signed, done deal. I move on to another one. All right. So that's what hotel site selection is. But part of it is traveling with my client to make sure we know the hotel, inside and out before they commit to it. Because once you sign, you're committed, right? So we want to make sure the dates are there, the space that they want, the room accommodations, the transportation to and from, the food and beverage, because a lot of times when you're dealing with multiple people, everyone doesn't eat the same thing. Some people have dietary restrictions. How creative is that hotel? Or let me back up. How creative is that hotel chef or the cook or the food and beverage team? How creative are they? Can they do vegan? Can they do vegetarian? Can they do gluten-free? All those things matter, right? When you're choosing a hotel, all those things matter. So, and if my client doesn't know those things, I make sure I bring those up. Hey, did you consider this? Consider that. We have to consider all these things, all these different factors. So that's kind of what I do in a nutshell. I mean, there's a little more nuances of all these things that I mentioned, but I'm a brand who helps your brand. I do content creating. I'm a brand show off, and I do hotel site selection. So I'm in hotels in and out all the time, right? I think in the last 2 weeks, I've been to like 10 different hotels, and I've stayed at least 6 of them. Boom, there you go. So this is La Posada de Santa Fe. You know what La Posada stands for? The Inn. That's what it stands for. The Inn of Santa Fe. That's exactly what it stands for. So is your brand staying relevant? Is your hotel brand staying relevant? Well, how is this thing? How can you stay relevant, Russell? Let me know. Maybe we're not. I don't know if we are or not, but help us out. Continuous market research. Are you researching what's going on in your area? This happens to be La Posada de Santa Fe, New Mexico, right? There's other hotels in Santa Fe. So are they doing their continuous market research to see what those hotels are doing and make sure we're not missing out on anything? Adaptability and innovation. Are we adapting to the changing times? Are we innovating? A lot of times innovating comes with, technology and things like that. And I understand technology costs a lot of money for hotels, right? So we have to evaluate, our hotels need to evaluate that, what's best for that hotel. But you got to adapt and you have to innovate. Number 3, strong online presence. One thing I talked about just one slide ago, or one scene before this one, was content creating. With content creating, you put your content online, like social media, right? So do you have a strong online presence? Do people know who you are? Do people know where you are? Is there a constant, consistent branding opportunities out there? Are you posting your things about your hotel or your destination or whatever, your resort, your luxury hotel, whatever hotel you have? Are you posting things about it? You have a strong online presence. Authentic storytelling. Every hotel has a story, right? La Posada de Santa Fe has a story. Are we sharing those stories? We were on a tour with, her name was Dana. She was telling us about, the hotel was built in 1930. And, she was talking about, these apricot trees, that were barren now, but, she said they're going to start sprouting and you have the best apricots. I want to say it's apricots or peaches. I can't remember, one or the other. But she was talking about that. This is the story about the building or the hotel. The original footprint was there since 1930 and how it expanded from this one building to where it is now, right? So every detail she explained, which everything has a story, right? Authentic storytelling. You always want to tell the story because that's going to separate your hotel or your resort, your destination from the next one, okay? Because remember, a lot of these hotel site selection people are looking at multiple destinations, right? So you got to set yourself apart somehow, and storytelling normally is one of those things. Customer engagement and feedback. Yeah, You got to have it, right? You have to put it out there. You have to put yourself out there. Yeah, do we always want to hear everything that they say? No, we don't. But you got to know where you stand too with your customer base, right? You want to put it out there and you say, hey, how are we doing? How did we do on this last group? Oh, it sucked, this and that. Well, why did it suck? Because, everybody wanted a wake up call and they didn't get a wake up call. I don't know why I brought that one up, right? You should have a phone. That's your wake up call, right? Or maybe they didn't like the food. Maybe the food was cold or whatever. Okay, well, those are things that they can improve on. But if you don't let them know, they can't change it, right? So, but on the other hand, hotels have to be willing to accept it and to listen to that too. The food is cold. The food was cold during, their breakfast or whatever. They had eggs and whatever, and biscuits and gravy, and it was all cold. Well, that doesn't make for a good breakfast, right? So those are things that hotels need to know, right? But you have to accept it. Hotels have to accept the feedback, and they have to do something about it. So it's about engagement and feedback. And if you need assistance on any of those things, partner with Russell of Hotels. That's what ROH stands for, right? So if you don't know if you're not doing your continuous market research, adaptability and innovation, you can probably do that on your own. Strong online presence, definitely I can help you with that. Authentic storytelling. You're not telling a story, you don't know how to tell a story? Hello. So yeah, engagement and customer feedback. There's you can't get around that. You have to do that, right? So some of those things you need assistance with, collaborate and partner with Russell of Hotels. Some hotels do. They get it, right? They understand, and I'm here to help, right? So, boom. Who's hiring? I haven't done this in so long. Like, who is hiring? I don't know, but we're about to find out. So real quick, this photo right here, this video, this is at the Westward Resort in Tucson, Arizona, of course, because that's what it says. They had, every place I go to, I'm looking at the menu because I want to see what they have for me. I have a vegan diet. I don't eat meat. I don't eat any of that, I don't eat what everyone else eats. Okay, so I'm pretty picky. Some would say. So they had on their menu. I love tacos, right? Today's Taco Tuesday. So I'm making tacos today. Probably gonna be some mushroom tacos. I'm not sure what type of mushrooms because I have some king, some creminis, some oysters. I'm not sure, oyster mushrooms. I'm not sure, but maybe I'll just mix all of them. Maybe a variety, a mixed mushroom taco or something. But anyway, this was fried avocado tacos, and they had this kind of spicy. It wasn't necessarily a salsa, but it was a spicy kind of hot sauce. It was made with agave and some type of peppers or some type of hot seasoning. Oh my God, it was so good. That's all I'm gonna say. And it had like what do you call it? Cabbage or like a slaw on top of it as well. OMG. So the avocado, of course, they were sliced and they were breaded and put into like a tempura batter, lightly fried. OMG. Did I say OMG like 2 times already? It was so good. Okay. So I had to show it, right? I'm like, there you go. That's what every time I go there, that's what I'm going to eat. Okay. So if they're listening right now, tell the chef I'm on my way to the Westward Resort to have some more of those avocado tacos, fried avocado tacos. Whew, man. So anyway, who's hiring? Okay, I'm sorry. Now I'm hungry. Who's hiring? The Langham, Pasadena, they're looking for a senior group sales manager. Langham is in Pasadena. That's a luxury hotel in Pasadena. Pasadena where the Rose Bowl is and all that stuff, Rose Parade. Yeah, they're looking for a senior group manager. Continental. Now, I've never seen this before. Continental Asset Management, LLC. So this is an asset management company. They're looking for an asset manager. I've never seen that before. So they're based in Arcadia, and it's a remote position, okay? So I would assume that the hotels are based in Arcadia. But yeah, so they're looking for a hotel asset manager, remote. So you don't have to be in Pasadena. I'm sure you have to go there probably, I don't know, once a week. I don't know, once every 2 weeks. I don't know what it is. I don't know the specific, but it pays pretty well too. So Continental Asset Management LLC, They're looking for an asset manager, remote asset manager in Arcadia, California, which is about 30 minutes outside of LA. So there you go. Hotel per LA, they're looking for a general accountant. That's downtown LA. I love that hotel too, built in the 20s. And then the Courtyard Marriott in Culver City, I think they call that LA West Side, I believe. West Side. So they're looking for a group sales manager. So there you go. So that's who's looking for positions. If you're interested, just reach out and touch. Reach out and touch. Oh, I wanted to show this. Okay, so this is the Westward Look Resort. So when I check in, of course, there is this a towel, right? What do you call it? It's a towel, but it's made to look like a turtle or a tortoise. Okay, and you can see the desert tortoise, emblem right there that kind of explains that they're desert tortoise and they're indigenous to this area. So if you look at the towel right there, the towel is in a form of a tortoise. You see his head, you see his two legs out, you can see the shell. So I said, what, that's pretty unique because I never seen a desert tortoise made from a towel, right? So I'm like, hey, I got to show that. So there you go. So thank you, Westward Look Resort. Appreciate that. I mean, it's the little things. It's the little things that I love, right? The little things make a big difference. And just imagine somebody checking into that room and they're seeing that. Maybe they had a bad day and they check into the room and they see that. You know what I mean? I mean, that's some of those things that just like, wow, someone took the time to do that. And they're so creative. And that's a towel. You know what I mean? So there you go. So 3 P's: purpose, passion, perseverance. Purpose, know why you do what you do. I know why I do this show because it's all about engagement. It's all about, bringing people on. It's all about sharing your ideas, sharing your experiences. Today we talked about maybe something that a lot of people didn't know about, different types of hotels from, what's a resort to select service to a limited service to an extended stay, to a boutique hotel. A lot of people just stay in hotels. They don't know the difference between, and does it really matter? It may not matter, but to some people it does, right? So there are different hotels, especially if you're trying to buy a hotel, the limited or select service hotels are probably the hotels to go with, right? So, just not to get into that, I'm trying to buy a hotel, but if you look at a lot of investors these days, or look at the hotels that are popping up, most hotels that are popping up now are limited service hotels. Okay, so just thought I'd throw it out there. Okay, just thought I'd throw it out there. Like Cambria hotels with Choice hotels, a lot of them are popping up, right? So I just went to a grand opening of one out in Burbank, about a month ago. So there you go. So, but yeah, that's the purpose. The purpose is, why I do what I do, to educate people. I have a lot of experience. Yeah, I do 14 different hotels, 25 years. I started off as housekeeping manager, worked my way up to be a general manager, director of sales and marketing, all those things. So I have amassed experiences that I love to share with people. Okay, so I'm here to help. I'm here to answer questions, to point people in the right direction, all those kind of things. So I'm here for that. So that's my purpose. That's why I do this show, right? And it gives people a platform to come on and talk about themselves. They can brag about themselves if they want to, right? I have a guest next week, Calvin Tioki. I haven't got to that yet, but I was going to mention that. I'll mention that in the last slide, that Calvin Tioki is coming on. He's a revenue expert. How do you, get more revenue? How do you make more revenue for your hotel, right? So we're going to get on. I don't know what question I'm going to ask him, but it's going to have something to do with revenue, okay? So it gives people the opportunity to come on to this platform and talk about what they do, who they are, how they can help. So that's what it's all about. Who you are, what you do, and how you can help. Those are 3 things that I take to heart. Okay, so, and Calvin coming on next week, I'm going to ask him those questions, right? Who are you? What do you do? And how can you help people? How can you help people? How can you help hotels build more revenue? That's simple, right? You think it is, right? But we're going to get there, right? So, and then passion. Either you have it or you don't. You know what you should do if you don't have passion for what you do? What should you do, Russell? Do something else. If you don't have passion, why wasting time? Why are you wasting time? If you don't have passion for what you do, find something else to do. Perseverance. Be consistent, continue to evolve. Don't give up and swerve when you need to, right? Don't pivot, swerve. Okay, so swerving is pivoting. You're already in it. Whatever that is, and you got to turn around to, well, I can't go this way. I can't. Well, I got to pivot. Well, swerving, you see something in the horizon, and instead of going through it, you go around it. You swerve around it. You swerve to avoid whatever is right there, right? That's the difference. That's the difference for me, right? So, boom, there you go. So, once again, be consistent, continue to evolve, don't give up, and swerve when you need to. There you go. And on air with Russell of Hotels, we swerve, we don't pivot. Okay? Boom. There you go. So, one last scene. That's the La Posada de Santa Fe. So, all the hotels that you've seen, I'll never, let me just back up. I'll never show a hotel that I never experienced myself, right? Never been there. If I've never been to your hotel, I'm not going to show it. Okay? If I've never experienced it, I'm not going to show it. That's just, part of me being Russell of Hotels. I'm not going to show a hotel that I've never been to. I think that's kind of deceiving. Like, oh, Russell's showing all these hotels and blah, blah, blah. No, I had to have been there, have to experience it. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And then my last slide, you'll see my contact information. Boom. If you have questions at all, please email me. Questions about how your hotel can be on here. Contact me. Email me at russell@russellofhotels.com. Once again, like I said, Calvin Tioki will be a guest here next week. He is with RevPar Media. We'll talk everything about, creating more revenue for your hotel. So there you go. And thank you guys for watching On Air with Russell of Hotels. This was show number 251. Appreciate you. So I think that's it, right? I got 2 minutes to go, right? So it's 1:58. The show goes to 2. So hey, there you go. Perfect. I was kind of concerned, like I may go a little over today, but no, I had a lot of stuff, but we got it done, right? So but thank you guys so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. I appreciate you guys. This was show number 251. 252 will be next week, next Tuesday at 1 o'clock, same time. I do another show the other 4 days. It's called The Daily Check-In with Russell of Hotels. Same platforms, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. Okay, so you don't have to change the dial. I'll be here tomorrow, all right? So if you didn't like anything I had to say today, that's okay, because I'll be back tomorrow. But remember, seriously, really remember that if you weren't able to see this live, that's okay. The replay will be there. I don't delete any of the shows. They're always going to be there, okay? So there you go. So feel free to rewind them and replay. Same information, right? Take notes. Any questions at all, please feel free to email me, russell@russellofhotels.com. So that is it. So until next week, you guys have a great week.
Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Please tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as we talk to other hospitality professionals. Your feedback is important to Russell. Feel free to email him at russell@russellofhotels.com with any questions or suggestions. Until next time, try not to be a person of success. Rather, become a person of great value.